Brother, most men go through life scratching their heads, wondering how the woman who swore she'd love them forever yesterday can look at them like a stranger today. They torture themselves with questions. Didn't she mean it when she said forever? Didn't she love me when she cried in my arms? Didn't she promise she'd never leave? The truth is, yes, she did mean it, in that moment. But her world isn't built on permanence. It's built on feelings. And when her feelings shift, her reality shifts. That's why men get blindsided, because men live in the world of logic and facts. But women, they live in a world of emotion and fantasy. They don't see things as they are. They see things as they feel they are. And that difference changes everything. Listen closely. Women live in a world that doesn't exist because their emotions create a reality that isn't grounded in fact. When she feels loved, you're her forever. When she feels neglected, you're her enemy. When she feels beautiful, you're her king. When she feels unattractive, you're the villain. Even if you just called her gorgeous yesterday, to her, those emotions aren't fleeting. They are truth. That's why arguing with her almost never works. You can show her the receipts, the proof, the facts, but her truth isn't written in logic. It's written in feelings. And debating feelings with logic is like yelling numbers at a thunderstorm. This is why men leave relationships feeling insane. One moment she's planning a future with you. The next she's distant, cold, accusing you of not caring. You try to connect the dots, but the dots keep changing shape. You hold on to her words, but her words dissolve the moment her feelings shift. And before long, you're doubting yourself. Maybe I am the problem. Maybe I did neglect her. Maybe I really am unlovable. But listen, brother, you're not broken. You're just trying to anchor yourself in a world that doesn't exist, because women don't fall in love with the man in front of them. They fall in love with a story they create in their heads. At first, you're perfect. Not because you are, but because she projected her fantasy onto you. She imagined the fairy tale, the spark that never fades, the emotions you'd always provide. But when reality shows up, when she sees flaws, when she feels boredom, when she realizes you're human, the fantasy collapses and she blames you. She thinks you changed. But the truth, you were always the same. The only thing that changed was her emotional narrative. This is why her words often sound like contradictions. I want a man who leads, but lets me lead. I want a provider, but money doesn't matter. I want a strong man, but he should be vulnerable. To men, this sounds insane. To her, it feels true in the moment, because she's not chasing logical consistency. She's chasing emotional highs. That's why she can swear she loves you one day and walk away the next, because in her world, the truth shifted. And if you don't understand this, you'll keep chasing stability in a place where stability doesn't exist. Think about it. Why are men blindsided when she cheats, ghosts, or suddenly leaves? Because to him, everything looked fine. He was loyal. He was consistent. He was providing. But to her, her inner story had shifted. She felt unloved, even if his actions proved otherwise. She felt neglected, even if he just gave her attention. And because her feelings became truth, she justified betrayal. That's the danger of her world. You think she's measuring reality like you are, but in fact, she's rewriting it moment by moment. And today, social media makes it worse. Every scroll floods her with illusions. Perfect men, perfect couples, perfect lives. And when she compares her reality to those illusions, she feels like she's missing out. You may be loyal, you may be stable, but in her emotional world, illusions look better than reality. That's why arguing with her is pointless, because in her world, feelings override evidence. If she feels unloved, your actions mean nothing. If she feels unsafe, your stability doesn't matter. And this is where men destroy themselves, thinking if they just love harder, explain harder, prove more, she'll finally see. But she won't, because logic doesn't rule her world. Emotion does. Brother, trying to argue with emotions is like trying to stop a storm by shouting at the rain. So here's the reality. If you let her world define you, You'll rise and fall with every mood swing. One day a king, the next, worthless. The moment your worth depends on her emotions, you're finished. The only way to survive is to build your own world first, your mission, your standards, your discipline. Because if you don't have your own world, you'll get swallowed by hers. But when you stand firm in reality, something powerful happens. She may push, she may rage, she may even leave. But deep down, she respects it, because boundaries are the only thing that make her feel safe. And the rare woman who can step into your reality will. The rest, they'll drift away. And that's not a loss. That's protection. Detachment is your greatest shield. Not coldness, control. It means you love deeply, but you don't collapse in her storms. You don't chase when she pulls away. You don't lose yourself when she tests you, because the man who cannot be shaken becomes unforgettable. Even if she never comes back, she'll never forget the man who stood solid. That, brother, is why you must live as the reality. Build your world on truth, on discipline, on standards that never shift with moods. Let her enter if she respects it. Let her leave if she doesn't, because her world may not exist, but yours, the one you build, will last.